Transactional relationships. There's a saying that women only accept certain things because you're only as good as what you can deliver at that moment.
All relationships are transactional. It's always based on what you do for me or what I do for you. You love your wife because she does this for you. She loves you because you do this. If you take those things away,
do you think your relationship with your children, for instance,
that's the greatest transactional relationship ever? Try and be a father that cannot give them anything they need. And when I say anything, I mean like you can't provide nada. You see the kind of children you have.
All right, good evening and welcome to the latest edition of the most anticipated late night show on Nigerian television. It is The Black Table, a show for men, a show by men, and a show about men. And of course, on every edition, what we do is we touch base on the most interesting conversations. Those conversations that people find a bit difficult to talk about. Trust me, on the Black Table, we will talk about it. And you know what? At this point now, I think I can boast that this is the hottest late night show on Nigerian television. And if you haven't been watching, you are definitely on a long thing. Welcome. As always, I won't be doing this alone, as I've got a plethora of the most interesting, most influential, and most truthful men. These men always tell the truth, no matter the cost. Some of them, most times, do not go home to their beds because of the things they say. But I mean, it's worth it because after every experience, there's something to take away. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to be introducing the guys on the show this evening. Now, before I do that, quick one. We're on TikTok live this evening, and you're going to be seeing our in-house rich uncle. Is definitely
this thing's sweet.
It's live right now, so you can actually go on TikTok and watch the Black Table and interface with Rich Uncle. You can ask him questions and any other thing that you think is interesting. Last week, Gang actually said some things, and of course, people had many things to say about it. But you see, this show is based on honesty, and we will always be honest. Now, I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok right now over there. But yeah. Before I get carried away with all of this exciting things going on, let me start by introducing the rich uncle to my right. Now, rich uncle.
I have my own show now.
Yeah, he has his own show on TikTok.
I have a sub show.
It's happening. Rich uncle, say hello to our TikTok
the
friends.
People on TV or the people on TikTok?
The people on TikTok, yeah. So Rich Uncle has a divided fan base. There are different people who
No, but they love me. They
love you for being truthful.
They just don't know yet. They love
for
me.
being truthful.
All of them already move for background.
Yeah.
God, they.
The ones that don't say the honest things are people who are haters. So
of course, they know themselves. They know themselves.
Yeah.
They know themselves.
But whatever feedback they're giving, we appreciate it. Whatever you think, whatever
so since I'm the one in charge, you say anything I don't like.
So we decided that, you know what, Rich Uncle deserves a show.
They can't give me small screen.
Yeah,
Why
so,
though?
yes.
Why? This is like that thing that gang should have though. You know what, man? Mm-hmm.
So of course, to my left is someone that is an absolute gentleman. I was just trying to remind him when we met many years ago, professionally. I thought I was going to make billion stream, but the thing I get
so what
happened? Eh?
What happened?
Life happened. Life happened. But I mean, this is a seasoned broadcaster, someone who's been very integral in the industry, someone who has done quite a lot. Mr. Akinade Olafusi, welcome to the Black Table.
Thank you.
The funny thing is this.
Because this guy a club boy before.
Yeah, the funny thing is this. You've been on the Black Table on a couple of occasions, but you've never been on the Black Table while I was there.
Yeah.
So yes, I need to shake hands. So yes.
Yeah, it does.
True.
True that.
So we are here to talk about the truth, right?
Yes, we talk about the truth
and the gospel truth.
The truth and nothing but
the truth. The truth that will get you into trouble.
Okay.
That's what we're going to be talking about. And of course,
it's funny how the truth gets you into trouble.
My man,
like, is it not weird though? It's weird.
My man, Gang, The man that we used to travel around certain areas. I can't say those areas though.
Yeah, we've been across the country together.
We've been across the country.
When the fuel price was
more than $1,000 areas. I don't know how soon we can do that again, but we can't do that again. It's expensive now, right?
When I get looking around, just travel around for.
No, we used to travel a lot.
We used to travel a lot.
When you could afford aviation,
it's about
like board flights.
I don't think we can travel. Of course, we call him the mayor of Agungi, and of course, we call him the most faithful man in Lagos. His wife has been in the studio a few times.
I'm the most faithful man in Lagos.
On screen or off screen?
Both.
Just need to clarify.
So it's too early for this bad
the word.
It's too early, bro. It's too early.
Lagos.
Just Lagos.
Yes.
That's why I can't leave the town.
It doesn't leave Lagos, except he
So are
lives
you
in
saying that if
myself,
you leave Lagos, anything can happen?
Mazino, and,
Anything has happened.
All right, welcome. It's been such a busy week. I'm already thinking about the weekend. It's been such a busy week for every one of us, including myself. But I mean, we've got quite the things to talk about on the show tonight. So tonight, our main topic is very, very interesting. And because we're all married men, we will be talking about it. Earlier in the day, I was talking to my senior colleague, and then we go into certain areas of marriage, which now led to what we're talking about this evening. Why do married men stop taking their wives on dates? That is our main topic for this evening.
Okay.
And it's very interesting because I think I'm guilty of it. I can admit, because I thought about it, I'm like, okay, you know what? This conversation makes a lot of sense. And because we're all married here, I feel it's something we can discuss. And of course, you can be a part of the conversation. Tell us your thoughts, what you think, and why you out there are not, dating your wife anymore and all of that.
Hopefully, I'm dating my wife. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hopefully, we're going to trash this whole thing out and find the necessary
the missing link,
honest answers and missing link to it. Yes. So we'll take a quick break. When we return, we take our first quick fire, and as you know, I would advise that you take a shot of your favorite libation, sit back, relax. It's the Black Table. All right, welcome back. Before we get right into the main show itself, I just want to give a big shout out to No, I'm not saying that. I just want to give a big shout out to No Limit Stitches for this drip.
What is No Limits?
Oh, yes, it's No Limits. Thank you very much. I think I look really amazing. I was at a fashion show this evening, by the way. Banke Cuckoo. That was an amazing fashion show. Great
really
stuff.
Amazing. You want to go into details?
I don't want to go into details, but great stuff. Great stuff. And while I'm at it, I want to give a shout out to another promising fashion, designer out there, April Couture. She's one to look out for. She's a fantastic fashion designer.
Exactly are you giving a shout out to?
Because she's my friend, and I think she's fantastic. Okay. Anyway, she's someone to look out for. Yes. Now let's talk about all
things.
I know T-Pain is T-Paining a lot of people in the country.
Who is T-Pain?
In fact, T-Pain is T-Pain. Let's leave it at that. T-Pain.
Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that.
Who is T-Pain?
Good question. Good question.
I'm lost.
Yo, you don't know T-Pain?
I know the artist now.
Yeah,
you'll be found.
Yes, let's leave it at that. So you know what? Let's
I'm in love with it.
Our first quick fire, and it has to do with transactional relationships and its implications. Now, this first quick fire comes about from how I was in a conversation with a couple of people, and we talked about how, the only people who truly will love a man is, the mother and sister. That's the two people that you are certain that no matter what happens, genuinely, it is love without conditions. Your mother and your sister. Maybe we can strike out sisters for some people who have a bad relationship. I'm just saying. But mothers and sisters. Now, is love within your children, your wife, your partner, is it genuine, or it's just based on what you can supply and deliver on a regular? Because there's a saying that, and it's not me, I'm just saying, there's a saying that women around the world, not the Nigerian thing, only accept certain things because you're only as good as what you can deliver at that moment. So your past doesn't matter. If you give a woman 100 million tonight, tomorrow if you can supply it, that's it. Rich Uncle, I'm coming to you on TikTok.
So, what was the question again? Because I'm having my own show.
Transactional relationships.
No,
and
but all,
its
all
implications.
relationships are transactional at the very bottom.
At the basis of it.
All relationships are transactional. It's always based on what you do for me or what I do for you. Even though people don't like to admit that, but I think at the end of the day, that's a reality. Like, you love your wife because she does this for you. She loves you because you do this. If you take those things away,
so do you think your relationship with your children, for instance,
that's the greatest transactional relationship ever? Try and be a father that cannot give them anything they need. And when I say anything, I mean like you can't provide nada. You see the kind of children you have.
Wow.
No, but it's just
it's interesting that you're saying this because I was talking to
is.
Gang about this, about an experience I have with my daughter, my first child, that she would come into my room and then she would pick up my wallet and take out money. And then, we're cool, we talk about that. Then I now thought of a situation whereby she comes in and like, I don't have it, you can't take it. Or I always tell her, I don't have money. Or would she see me as that cool dad? Would she see me as that person?
Your cool rating drops. Your cool rating
like
drops by like maybe 5%, and you don't want to get to 50. So try and have money.
Okay, so it's really about what they get. Okay,
Yes.
I need to come to you quickly on this.
Okay, so
what are your thoughts on this?
It's dicey because in Yoruba, kusu kusife.
Bro, it's a
Meaning
fact,
that there's
right?
no money,
There's no love. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we know love. Yeah, I love you is by I love you by mouth. But again, you can't provide. You can't provide the need.
What are you doing, bro?
There's a need, there's a want, and you can't provide either. And so, love mama diminishing.
Straight. And that's the reality.
It's losing the value, credibility. Mama love. Sorry, I'm thinking Yoruba.
No, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so that's it. And
So
again,
you can't supply the goods,
you can't supply
you don't
yeah,
receive the love.
Demand, love, supply and demand. Yes, we know. I even love you. Was hey, give me 10 million naira. I love you more.
I'll create a shrine. No DD. I put no DD, man. No DD. No baby oil.
No baby oil.
So to your child, to your kids, you like you said, it will be depreciating. And again, daddy, tell me daddy for this.
That guy, right?
Yeah, and the moment it gets to that point,
I get to that point.
problem,
And again, you can't blame them because again, they have other peer groups, other children, other kids. They see what
influencing.
And you are actually at the bottom of it all. You're like a superhero to them because you brought them into the world, right? So they look to you for almost everything. When you now say you don't have or you can't. Superman, why? What's going
on? Like,
and you really can't blame them.
Okay, so Gang, you had a different opinion when we had this conversation, and I'm dying to know what your thoughts are now.
I think for me, I'll speak from what did they say, like two sides of my mouth.
Two sides of the coin. I don't know. Do you have
Two sides of your mouth?
Are you saying
that there are two sides to your mouth?
No, well, yes, there is. You understand? But not like rich uncle things. I say this a lot. I say every friendship should be beneficial. I'm not talking about friends with benefits, but every friendship or relationship,
it has to be symbiotic.
Exactly, should be beneficial.
It has to be.
There's something that you're gaining. There's something that adds some kind of value to you. Now, in terms of your children, now this is where I take a different approach in the terms of the transactional relationship, because some people we look at this from the modern day man that's living in a civilized society that can provide monetary and financial things for their kids. In a rural area where people are not dealing with money or cash and they know this is my father, there's a certain attachment that people just feel as if, I feel your children are entitled. They're the set of people that are really should feel entitled because you brought them into this world without their consent. So you need to provide for them. So I don't think it's transactional when they have certain expectations that my father needs to deliver this.
Okay, so quick question. Do you think your children will love you unconditionally if you were not delivering as a father? When I say delivering, you were not, responsible for certain aspects.
You understand?
Do you think they will still love you unconditionally?
There's a certain kind of love my children will always have for me.
No, sorry.
Right?
Not just love. Do you think they'll respect you
Listen.
as a father?
Just a yes or no.
Listen,
Yeah, it's
yes,
a yes or no.
yes. And this is why I say this, because there are certain things there are certain expectations they have. Now, here's the thing. A lot of us don't know that we actually spoil our children by introducing them to certain things, to certain standards of life. And when you cease to be able to provide that, what do you expect? Give your kids the bare minimum.
We should.
Give your kids the bare minimum. Teach them to hustle. Teach them to understand and respect the desire to work hard. You get where I'm coming from? By the time you spoil your kid, it's just like, let me give you an example. We saw a video we've seen videos of kids fighting with their parents, beating them up because they were provided certain luxuries. And now when it's not there, they're like, what's this? You introduced me to this way of life. Now you're not providing it. They now look at you different. Give them the bare minimum. A lot of husbands, wives don't understand that. A lot of the things you've accumulated, is it for you or for your kids? Let them go through the struggle as well. And they will continue to respect you and love you. But when you spoil them, that's when they see it like, dude.
So that's a totally different conversation.
You spoiled them. That's why it's transactional at some point.
Which we'll explore down the line. But Akande, do you agree with what Gang is saying?
Yeah, partially. Yes, I do. But again, he's taking this conversation to another level. Right?
That's what I do, man.
Yes, I know. I know you guys are sitting on the high table. Right? So he's totally right, because you can't just spoil them. You have to also teach them crafts, how to be independent, how to have the mentality of able to work and make their own money. Teach them what they need, the tools they need to go into the future with.
Let me jump in and give a shout out to my kids real quick.
We all give a shout out to our kids.
Sometimes my children say, oh, daddy, can we eat this? Can we do this? And then my wife steps in and says, see, listen, daddy can't do this right now. So, and then they'll just be like this. And then my daughter will say, daddy, please, when you have, I haven't had pizza in a while. When you have, can you? And it's not as if I can't get them pizza now, but there are things that are more important. When it's time to pay your school fees, you think it's pizza that's on my mind? When I've sorted that out, then I can now think of spoiling you, taking you out on buying you a couple of treats and snacks and whatnot. So they understand, oh, daddy doesn't have now. So it's the way you also raise them to appreciate having and not having and understanding. But the day that they feel as if they're I couldn't speak Yoruba. I wanted to say something. I'll abort a full-grown child.
On that side,
I didn't mean that.
It's not off your mind now. So on other hand, it's not everything they request for, they ask for.
They have to get.
Yeah, it's part of the discipline in life. You cannot get it, even when they're even independent.
And even when they know you can give it to them, you don't, because you're trying to train them.
Exactly. And sometimes, so one of the times we went shopping, I gave them a card to go and pick. Children, they're just picking things. When they now come together, this, what do you need, what do you want? They are two different things. What do you need now? I know, I want it, but you need it.
You need it,
So you cut it. But again, out of the wants that you've cut out, the need that you've cut, the one that you've cut out, so maybe pick one or two, and let them say, maybe next time you buy this, but this. It's not like I can't afford it at the same point, but again, it's part of the learning training, not the training. But again, either you like it or you don't like it, your kid's still gonna love you. But
really,
what percentage?
They should love you unconditionally.
They should, but do they?
For your wife,
let's have the percentage, the level.
Okay, so
I think the only person that can ever love you unconditionally is your mother.
Oh, we've gone right back full circle.
I think the only person that can love you unconditionally is your mother, and that's because she's your mom. Everybody else, bro.
So do you think that love, okay, maybe let me put it this way, do you think that love in today's society is transactional?
It has always, it's not even just today's, it's not today's society, it's always been transactional.
Especially in marriage.
Especially in marriage, yes.
Yeah. That's why the term bride price exists.
I know they do.
That's where the term bride price comes from. You pay for something, and you have expectations after payment.
What are you paying for? What are you? Hold on. So what's the payment?
Exactly. What's the expectation? Maybe you can educate us.
This is not the pimp diaries.
This is not pimp diaries.
Please, no. Tell the people on TikTok what exactly is the expectation.
See, if we go down in history of how bride price first came to be, there were certain expectations when a family or a man meet another family for the exchange of their daughter's hand in marriage. Do you understand? So when you pay for certain things, you expect certain things from the family and from your wife as well. That's where the transaction first of all started.
Exactly.
That's where the transaction first of all started. I've seen a flower in your house that I want to
block the flower.
That's where the transaction started. You get where I'm coming from? That is why a lot of families, especially wives, look at men as the provider and so many other things, that when he can no longer provide,
then
the transaction is now faulty.
Yes.
Then the love now dies.
Card decline.
We don't suffer.
Card decline.
We don't suffer.
Insufficient funds.
Insufficient funds.
You know, I saw one video where they were asking a lady how long she can support her man if he ran out of whatever. And she said 1 month tops. And they told her this is a man that has been providing and doing so many things for you.
She said
over
1 month.
Over the years.
Okay, so since you raised that, I want to get a bit personal. I know this might get people into trouble.
Definitely not me.
Rich uncle, I'm going to start with you. How long do you think your wife will support you if things, weren't as it should be?
So I would never want to know.
Okay, you don't want to.
I don't want to know because
That's why he hustles.
I would.
Okay, I can do
Because
you don't give me an
I'm
answer.
going to talk from an experience that I had long time here, and I think I've mentioned this on the show that she was the breadwinner at one point. So I think we went like 5 months. 5 months, yeah.
But in those 5 months, were you?
The other route, right?
Yeah.
That's a form of payment now. That's a form of transaction.
That's a yes
thank
now.
you.
That's a yes now.
No, but on the most serious note, those 5 months, how did you feel? Honestly, no, you. Honestly, she's not here. Just you.
So of course, I wasn't just sitting at home and still.
No, I get it. Like it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working.
No. She, in fact, I'm going to praise her. Actually, she was there. She didn't. I didn't feel less like a man.
Oh.
I didn't feel like less like a man because I was still bringing some little bread.
Bravo to her, man. No.
I was about to say, let me jump in real quick.
You always
do.
You know,
jump in. I can relate to the
But
sentiment.
when you jump in, don't you get injured?
No. I said, I'm not that old yet. I have good knees.
Good,
I have good knees.
Okay.
So I share his sentiment because I have like one of the best partners ever. Do you understand? And here's the thing. My wife will continue to hold it down for as long as I exist.
Mrs. Gang, take your flowers.
But here's the thing. I will always try to make sure she's never put in that position.
Nah.
But I know for a fact she will always hold it down.
Yeah.
All right, since you've talked about positions, and I'm not talking about literal positions.
You need to clarify that.
Let me specify. I want to talk about female friends now. Now, this is our second quick fire. Now, I want to talk about the boundaries of having female friends and the double standards that's involved in it. I can say for a fact that most times, men, we're comfortable with our wives, our partners having male friends because we necessarily do not have. Okay, wait, let me land.
Let's be speaking for ourselves.
We necessarily do not have.
How many men told you
Like
this?
the thing is this: most men wouldn't really be bothered about one.
You think
Mazino somewhere because you're like, oh, he's gay.
You said it, not me. Before he comes to me on the show.
My man still taking strays.
My
man still taking strays, though.
What are the boundaries of having a female friend for men? Because what can your wife take? Now, this is my female friend, and we're close, we're good, whatever. But what is going, off the meter? I'm coming to you.
Jump into that.
So you see somebody said, where are they always jumping to? Where you guys always jumping to? No, because that's what somebody just said here. Where are they jumping into the pool?
So, and that is the street speaker. I have more female friends than male friends. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to say.
And I'm sure your wife has more male friends.
Make I talk now. Be calming down.
No. So you say you have more female friends.
Female friends than male friends. That's
you have more female friends than male friends.
Yes, I have more female friends.
Was this before marriage or after marriage?
Always.
I can't remember.
Always, yeah.
Right. So what I try to do and what I do is like I try to also bring her into my circle.
Okay.
Right. And my wife is more of an introvert anyway.
But what are the boundaries? What are the things you feel your wife will feel uncomfortable about?
CJ.
Because you know women can be quite territorial.
Yeah, they are. So I've noticed if like I'm going to give an example. There's one day a lady came to the house and I told my wife that, and this person is let me there. She came to the house. Yeah. She came to the house and I told her that Lamide is coming, right? Okay. She said okay. But before Lamide came, she just went to the room. And I said, come out now, come and meet this person now. So she reluctantly came out. But when she now came out, we were now watching this show on cable and they just blended. I just started talking about the show. Okay, thank God. I just left them. I mean, you keep talking. To the point that when she was even leaving, she walked her out. I said, okay. So, okay. I got okay. You need to know them. So, for me to erase that boundary thing, I need to let her know that
feel comfortable
around them. Okay. And again, we know women. They would like to. This is not. Don't go to this, or they would like to dictate to you or tell you who you should friend, which of the friends you should friend. And me, I see people fine, right? I deal with people, interact with people individually, not collectively, in terms of attitude and behavior, because it's not one size fits all for me. So, but me, I'm different from her. So she would just say, this person, that's a kilo shit. What that person did? I know you guys see more than we, the guys. You see more. So, okay, try and even know her before you start having a final conclusion.
Does your wife have trust issues?
Which woman no get trust issues?
Okay, all right.
I'm just going to generalize that.
Because I need to ask, and there's a reason why I'm asking about boundaries. Rich Uncle, do you have any female friends that you are a bit close to, and your wife has questioned the closeness?
You're on two platforms now to talk.
No, but funny enough, I'm going to be honest, right? Growing up, I was that guy that was always friends with girls. Like, most of my friends were girls, eh? But it was after I got married that I realized that this equation is not balanced, right? And just while you were talking, I remember that there was one day, not too long ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I went to the petrol station like 11:30. And when I was driving home, I went to buy fuel, and I was driving home, and I picked up when I called my room, like, so-and-so is coming with me to the house, so please, is there anything they could eat? The so-and-so, now my ex-girlfriend, and her sister.
Okay.
So it was after they left, I was not like...
And your wife knows that's your ex?
Of course. Okay. It was after they left, I was like, wait, this equation, no
balance.
But the reality is, I now realize that I don't burn bridges. Like,
it's important not to.
Very
I don't burn
important.
bridges. Like, I always that communication line. So I feel like, even though if our relationship does not work out, the friendship should still work out. Even if we're not LOI friends every day, if I need something that you can help me with, and I can't call you, then something has gone horribly wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
But then again, female friendship, as a man, you have to understand that, especially with single women, you have to understand that without knowing, you can almost become their invincible boyfriend or husband.
Yeah.
Because they want to tell you things that is going on with them. Yeah. And this is information that I don't need. It's none of my business. It's your... Yes. But because they don't... So women always have a way of just blanking gender. Like men always know that, now man be this, now woman be this. There are things I can tell you that I will never tell a woman, right? Yeah. But women don't have those boundaries. Like they just... Once they feel like, me and this guy were cool like that. Yeah,
I can talk to him about anything.
Yeah. And there are some things you should not talk to me
about. True.
It took me a while to realize that, okay, you know what?
Lines. Yeah.
He destroys the line. He just... So it took me a while to realize that, okay, you know what? You have to actually put limits. There are some of my friends that when they call me, I don't pick. I'll call them back. Because when I call them back, I control the conversation. Like, hey, what's up? What's going on? But if I pick the phone at that point, therapist...
Controls the conversation.
Yes, sir.
What's your summation on this?
It's quite dicey. I had a conversation with a colleague at work today.
Dicey.
Dicey.
Okay. I had a conversation with a lovely young lady at work today.
That lovely part is suspect. Why? A young lady at work.
Why
was with the like?
Does she have a name?
Her name will not be mentioned.
Why is her name not mentioned?
Because I don't want her to be assassinated.
But the lovely have described the lady now, so why do you ask for the name?
So here's the thing. The conversation I had this morning basically opened my eyes to understand that a lot of women understand friendship from a different aspect.
Oh, yes, they do. They do.
It is so easy for women friend zone a lot of male
Men.
friends in
Yeah.
their life,
Yep.
not knowing the male's intentions. You get where I'm coming from?
Yep.
So it's easy for women to have so many male friends, not knowing all of those male friends have agendas, and they're just waiting in line.
Have
Yeah,
you ever
what-
had agendas towards your female friends?
Have I ever had agendas towards my female
Honestly,
friends when I was single?
No.
Yes,
No.
of course.
No.
Have you seen my friends? I have some very fine ass friends.
I never knew when you're single. I knew when
Make that talk,
you're
Camera.
married.
No, but
so
true.
I'm not asking when you're
See,
single.
Let's be honest, guys. Let's stop this BS. Let's be
BS,
honest.
yeah.
There are a lot of women that are your friends because you cannot have them as anything else.
Yeah, I know they there.
That's the
Wow.
I know they
They
there.
are your
friends.
friends
Wow.
because you can't
So
have
that's
them
okay.
as anything else.
So are you saying
Speak.
that? Are you saying that some of your friends, some of your female friends, you are just friends with them because you couldn't cross that border?
No, this is what I'm saying.
But that's what you just said.
No, this is what I'm saying. When I first met you, you were a fine person, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then you said, "Hi, meet my husband," and I was like, "Oh, there's no hope
Okay,
there."
hold up. That's happening.
But you had a great personality.
Okay.
You get what? This is the honest
So
truth.
initially you were attracted to her.
You see somebody that's attractive. I'm sure you saw somebody yellow today that you were attracted to. I'm not giving a no, not you, not you. I'm just saying it happened.
Are you talking to me?
You
God, I
understand?
beg you.
I saw plenty
know they
yellow
know.
people
Every
today.
Friday when I
Go
come
there.
I saw plenty yellow
Don't even
people
go
today.
there.
every Friday when I come here, Okpa is always attractive. Do you understand? But I know nothing
Show-
can
show-
happen.
oh,
Okay,
Ladies
for
and
those who
gentlemen.
don't know, Okpa is one of the producers
So,
of the
gang
show.
is-
Okpa is not a man, no. Okpa is a lady.
No, but you know,
Celebrity.
It's
Taste the more
Yeah.
like,
here's the
yeah.
you
Okay.
know that nothing can
Okay.
happen, so you respectfully treat the person with dignity
No, but
and
how do you know
respect.
nothing can happen between you and Okpedo?
Because I'm a faithful man.
In Lagos.
I'm just asking.
In
Lagos, only.
In
Okay, so let's
Lagos.
assume.
Faithful
So now,
man
if
Lagos.
we're going by your logic,
Eh,
one day you find yourself in Abuja.
Yeah.
Okpa is in
What's up,
Abuja.
Abuja?
God forbid, it'll never
Mina.
happen.
No, gang, wait. Let's just assume. Let's just
Daddy,
picture it.
yeah.
Let's just
T-Pain
assume.
will
Let
not
us play
allow
it
the
out.
flight
Let us play it out. Let us
opportunity.
play it out. Okay, let's just play it
gang.
out now.
You are in Abuja, Okpa is in Abuja.
So let's just play it out.
My wife
This
will be in
scenario.
Abuja with me.
Your wife's out of the country.
Okay, you know what? With all of this, flying left
I
and
would
right,
never
we'll
fall.
take-
I've
we'll
seen
take
enough
a quick
temptations
break.
to know that I will never fall.
you can
understand?
never
You've seen
fall.
enough temptations to
Here's
know.
the thing. To be honest, you admire people that have great personalities and might also look good.
Like,
So you
Okpa,
know not to
right?
cross these lines.
No, I'm just saying, like, Okpa is,
But,
is
but
that
you
what
can
we're doing
stumble
here now?
across those lines.
So, but here's the thing: women. Once a woman knows that her man has female friends, here's the thing: a lot of women want the same type of guy.
Yeah, true.
They want the same kind of guy.
True that.
So
true
that's
that,
why they're
true
always
that, true
suspicious
that,
of
true that.
themselves.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. My wife has been friends with my female friends by default. You understand?
Just to neutralize the.
To neutral, she's smart like that.
Competition.
But then
Right.
at the same time, even if you're my female friend, there's a way you shouldn't dress coming around me, coming around my vicinity. My wife will be wondering, why are you dressed like this coming around my
You're a
man?
dog, man.
So women see these things. Women see these
Somebody said,
things.
yeah.
It's a dog, man. Yeah.
But women see these things. When you have female friends,
Do not give a
they
dog
understand
a
the
bone.
friendship and they're wondering, okay, why are you dressed like this? Why are you acting this kind of way around my
You
man?
know what,
if you know
gang?
how to behave, it's not a problem.
You know, gang, you know what? It's very simple because today we're really like touching base on relationships and stuff. But we'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll take the main topic
Let me
for
refill my
tonight,
glass.
which is why do married men stop dating their wives, taking them out, you know,
Because they
doing
don't
what-
finish.
doing what they were doing when they were winning the woman. Fortunately, every man on the show tonight is married, and we'll hope to find the answers to that question. We'll take a quick break. When we return, the Black Table continues. All right, welcome back. It is the Black Table, and I hope you have your favorite libation. I like to call this place Mount Only Pause, where the gods function and, you know, do all the necessary responsibilities. And, you know, and the main focus for the show is for men to speak the truth, say it the way it is, and hopefully answer the most intriguing and the most insane questions. And that's what we hope to do. Now, tonight, we want to talk about this. This particular conversation is something I feel every man should talk about, and hopefully we can answer. And that is, why do married men to be specific, stop dating their wives? I do know for a fact that a lot of men start wooing their wives with certain things. taking them out on dates, taking them out to special places. But most times when, the deed has been done, aka they engage, they get married, it all stops. Why do men do that? And I'm hoping that with this very honest and sincere gentlemen, I can get answers. Perhaps they can help answer it. Let me put myself in the situation right now. I'm guilty of it. And I only discovered I was guilty of it recently when I was having a conversation with someone and it came up. So I'm going to start by asking Akiade first, on my left. Why have you stopped dating your wife?
Wow. Okay, so, just going to answer. First of all, there is energy. I won't say the energy changes because a lot of factors affected it. Pregnancy, birth, children, and as I'm a boy and I still want to go out. And okay, we are going out. So before that, then my wife is the kind of person that you need to tell her, like, book an appointment that we are going out.
Appointment.
Yes, book an appointment. I can't just stumble on. I mean, I'm rational. I'm spontaneous. I can. Yeah, let's go today. But you have to book her. You have to toast her to go out because give her. You are going to these places, so people will be there. This is where you go.
But before you got married, you would literally prepare and put a mind to it and toast her, so to say, before you go out. But so what's different with marriage?
Before we got married, we go out well. Spontaneously, we just go out well. Like I said, so for her, when she just got married and pregnancy, so to her.
Wait. So at this point, did she change or you changed? Okay, she changed. Let me know.
Before you take the camera away, right? There was one time. I like going for Tuesday movies at the cinema. Tuesday, it's a constant Tuesday. So I go with some friends. And I say, okay, let's go now. I'm going. I say, okay, now went. First time, my wife slept all through. She slept all through. I say, auntie, uncle, auntie, don't sleep now. Okay, I will. I was like, mad. Babe.
Okay.
And I was like, why? Come, babe, you know you'll be sleeping. Let us forget about the book. And she wants to go. She read in the afternoon. He's not interested in the afternoon.
Yeah,
he's interested at
it's
night.
Supposed to be a date night. Yeah.
It's just as night after work. It's a Tuesday. So, okay, no, she changed, but that I can never forget. But also, like I said, sometimes the energy just diminishes.
After marriage.
Yeah, after marriage. There are a lot of other responsibilities. Women are much more responsible than the men. I'm so sorry to say. In the sense that house things, children things, they know what's best for the family. So that's their office.
Yeah.
That's why they say behind a successful man is a woman. So because that is their office. So a lot of things just diminish. Okay, no problem. I have to manage it. But sometimes, hey, babe, I'm going out too. You want to go? Okay, no, I can't go. Okay.
So in between there's a she change, you change.
Yeah, there's a she change.
Rich uncle, I have to ask you, do you still take your wife out on dates? He's looking at the TikTok live video.
We're still going out tomorrow night.
Ooh,
yes, sir.
Sweet Jesus.
Yes, sir.
No, so but the thing is, if we're going to be honest,
pictures.
No, but if we're going to be honest, when you get married, you have to now be intentional about dating your wife or dating your husband because it doesn't come natural anymore. Yeah. Like we were saying behind the scenes, that before you get married, this person, you probably see them maybe 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
Once you get married, they're like furniture in your house, so they're always there. One. And then when you now have kids, it's a different ballgame entirely. Like when you guys were dating, you could pick up the phone right now and dial her and say, if you guys were still dating, I'm at TV, she'll meet me up, let's go out. She would most probably come. Yeah. But if you tell her now that meet me at TVC, let's go out, you're like, why? What happened?
What happened? Like it's late.
So priorities change, one. And then I think as humans, we need to understand that that dating part, that spending time together outside of the house, outside of the children, is very important for that glue. It's very, very important. And it could be something as simple as just taking a walk together. It could, because the thing is, once you have kids, the way your life just changes completely is scary. It's very scary. You stop looking at your wife as a babe. She stops looking at you as that's my boyfriend. You now
you
become
because
contractual.
Baba,
Because contractual.
Mama,
yeah.
I hate that.
it's something.
Baba Tolu,
Bro,
Baba
it's
Tolu.
something that you slide into without even knowing that you're
hate it,
sliding
man.
into.
Yeah.
And then the children now take front burner. Both of you just
Go
you
back,
now
go
live
back.
for other people. You have to make a conscious effort. And I wouldn't even lie because I think when my daughter was born, she's like 12 or 13 now. When she was born, it took like 5 years before we went out again.
Wow.
Because it was always a case of, where would you leave her? Where would you leave her? Where would you leave her?
Yeah.
You have to come to that point where you realize that, okay, you know what? The time will come, these people will leave us. And then
It's
they
gonna
should
be
not leave
just
us
the
and will
two
not
of
be
you.
two strangers.
Yeah.
So invest in that relationship now. Because the time will come, you guys will just be strangers. And that's
So,
not
so
a
Rich,
beautiful
on
thing.
that thought, gang, I need to ask you,
I need to
who,
answer.
who, who should be held responsible for this? Is it really the men? Are we like subconsciously not trying to do the right thing?
Right.
Or it's just that even women change? Because I feel, my opinion is that a lot of women change whereby they're not really dateable anymore.
Now,
Yeah, I said
let,
that. They're
let
not
me
dateable
let me
anymore.
put it. Let me say this first and foremost. When a predator catches its prey,
Predator prey.
there is no need to continue chasing.
Hey!
Oh, God.
I'll say it again
I'm not the one, no.
for those at the back of the
When
class.
the hunter, right?
So I don't think we.
When
God bless,
when
God
the-
bless
When,
MCR.
when the predator catches its prey, there's no need to keep chasing. Now, the dating process usually builds and leads to marriage. So after marriage, a lot of men feel like, finally, I can rest, I can relax.
Caught the prey.
I have achieved this status.
Pluck the flower.
So to date again is almost like, am I going backwards? Like Rich Uncle said, it now needs to be intentional. Now here's the catch. It no longer means a man is the one taking you out for dates. Woman, step up.
So when you say step, what does that mean?
That means take some responsibility for this relationship and keep the dating game going.
Woo!
Look good, dress good, go out. Sometimes, here's the funny thing. Sometimes, I admire, a lot of wives do this. Your man might be financially buoyant. He might be rich uncle. He might be acting. Take his money and take him out on a date.
True that,
Why is
true.
it always the man that now needs to take the woman out on a date? Why can't she take the initiative and say, honey, we no longer go out. I'm
Yeah.
going to take you out.
Oh,
You know what?
Let's
I
take
love
you
what
out.
you've just
You
said.
get where I'm
now.
coming from?
And I want to go to Akin on this quickly. The women need to take responsibility for, the relationship too. Because it's almost as if when a man is not stepping up and doing the right things, women just let it go.
Okay, so I'm coming from this angle. Fine, we know the man is the head of the house, like we always say, but the woman is actually holding the home, right? The woman, the hunter have gotten the prey, but it's not there for the women to maintain that angle. Since she controls the house, she also be able to control the relationship. Again, the man is always thinking work, bills here and there. I'm not expensive responsibilities, kids' school fees and stuff, providing for the house, even getting gas for the generator.
Just simple things.
Simple,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm going to go with what gang say. So sometimes it takes the deliberate action of the woman say, babe, we are going out this tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, let's do something
Let's
special.
just do something special. Let's deliberate, you know what, let's take maybe once in 2 weeks. And fine, sometimes the man can be reluctant. I might be reluctant sometimes, but by the time you know what, let's first time, second time, it becomes fun. And again, you need to keep on looking sexy.
Okay, thank you
You need
that
to
you
keep
went
on
there
looking
because the next
sexy.
question
You need
was
to keep on
asking
looking
Choka,
sexy,
is
man.
it I'm coming to?
Somebody
Is
said
this-
they should both do it. They should
Rich
both
Uncle,
do it.
I'm coming
man
to
is
you.
never
I
free
have
of
to-
anything.
I
He must
need,
always
I need
do.
to go to Rich Uncle
Oh,
for
it's
this
BJ's,
one.
yes,
Rich
that's
Uncle,
her name.
Is this the
BJ.
reason? Is this the reason that you feel that men step out and men cheat? Because I mean, there's this old age question about why do men cheat on their partners. Meanwhile, I just want to put it out there: women cheat too. A lot of married women are stepping out and doing all sorts of funny things, whether it's physical or emotional, but they're doing it. But back to you, Rich Uncle. Do you think this is why men cheat? When things become routine, and that excitement, that spark is gone.
No, but I think there is no relationship in the world that would never get boring at some point. It will become routine at some point, right? And that's where the responsibility falls on both parties to spark the fire. Why men cheat is only men that can say that.
Gang, why do you cheat?
Now, I'm gonna be, see, I have the answer.
I'm joking, no, I'm joking.
No, as much as it is a joke, I have the answer.
Okay, what's the answer, please?
The only thing I've ever cheated on is my diet. And I'm entitled to a cheat day every week when it comes to my diet.
Okay.
You're a bro, man. I'm sorry, man.
Say these things.
That was so tempting.
When you guys say these things, let's be very specific. You can't just say, I'm
your
entitled
diet.
to a cheat day.
What type of
When it comes to my diet,
Space.
What
No,
type of diet?
It should be one continuous sentence. Don't leave
I have
that
to breathe
space.
while I talk. I have to give it the
Bro,
pause.
like, it's scary.
But I totally see everything we've said here is so on point. And coming from a husband's perspective, women just need to understand that all we're asking is that you make some effort. We're always the ones committing, we're always the ones doing, we're always the ones giving, we're always the one catering, we're always the ones doing all of these things.
Right.
All we're asking is that when we no longer have the energy, when we are tired, when we are fagged out,
Can you step up?
do you understand? How do we sustain this so that we're not totally drained and unable to perform and deliver? At some point, you should be on top. You should be able to say, I see what I said that so that at some point,
When John said you have to be on top.
at some point, at some point, you should be able to be on top of the bills and
On top,
provision,
okay, that-
and
that's
providing
on
certain
top.
things.
Clarity.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Clarity
Finish.
to
You get
this.
the pause. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I do.
So,
I do.
that's what it's all about. Do you understand? It's not like we don't want to date you anymore, not take you out. Like in my household, we're very intentional so that every month, even my kids have an experience where we go out, we do certain things.
It's very important.
Okay,
And sometimes
you
my
know
wife
what?
even pays the bills.
Okay, you know what? I want to ask Akiande this question. Why do you think that it is difficult for men and women to have this conversation and say, you know what? When we met, you used to take me out. You used to do X, Y, Z, but now you've stopped. Why is it that once a man is married to a woman, certain conversations become very difficult? And, you know, especially for the women, I think men, most times, we're free to talk about things like this. But most women are upset. Like, okay, you know what? I didn't used to do all of this, but it stopped. Why do you think it's difficult for women to talk about this?
Okay, so changes in the marriage. Changes in the marriage. You need to spark the fire. Children, responsibilities, like I said, comes in. But again, it takes a deliberate action, or deliberate effort rather. And just like BJ said, it takes both. But sometimes the conversation, one of the parties has to bring up the conversation, have to bring up reasoning, right? And depending, you need to understand your husband or your spouse. There are some spouse that you need to, like I said, my wife, before you can take her out, you need to book an appointment. That's my wife. So there's some spouse that you need to give them like a spreadsheet analysis. Yes, the pros and the cons why we need to, so for them to understand better.
This reminds me of a post that I saw that was talking about the whole 50-50 situation.
Yeah.
That says sometimes a man doesn't have 50 to bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always 50-50. Sometimes I'm drained and I have about 20 or 30.
So you need
So
help.
she should be able to step up and fill up that empty space. Sometimes I have more to give as well. I have more than 50 to give you. You're a little bit drained. It's not always 50-50. Because if you keep bringing 50 and today I'm exhausted and I'm bringing 30, there's a gap of that percentage of 20%.
And then that's where the problem
So that's
sits
where
in.
the problem comes in. And once
Okay.
you allow those things to come in, it now, digs
You
a
know,
bit
on
more.
that note, I want to take a quick, let's look into social media and then see what our fans on social media has to say about some of the things we've talked
And the
about.
TikTok
this
rich uncle.
And the
fan.
TikTok.
The rich uncle fans, they're asking a lot of questions, but I'll just take a few of this.
My fans are on TikTok, no
as-
here. I don't know these people. I don't know them.
Isaiah says, true, no one can truly love a man more than his mother.
Nobody.
Not even his sister. It's only your mother that can
Yeah.
die for
For
you.
you, yeah.
Your wife
You guys
fit
really
love
believe
you,
that?
No,
but
but
she
it's the-
no
bro,
fit
it's the
die
truth,
for
bro.
you.
It's the truth.
Period. So
It's the truth.
that's from at Isaiah. And Hashem says, rich uncle is right. Now only your mama, not even your father, just your mother.
Just your mom.
And then Adari says, Omo, I'm a jealous man. Oh, I literally was jealous of my wife's male friends and told her to cut ties. painfully, she did. And when she found out that I still had female friends, I was still talking to almost. She literally filed for divorce. Wow.
Because that was a
Like-
selfish act to tell her to cut off her
Yeah,
veil and you
especially
not cut it
when
off.
exactly. Like na family meeting and call for my head. I begged with my life. I did not realize the danger and the damage I had done. But we are good now, Sha.
Damage how? Like, I don't understand.
No, like,
She had to
friends
cut
and
off so many of her
boundaries and all
friends
of that.
for him, and he
Yeah.
didn't cut off anybody.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
not fair.
That's not-
That's
So-
not a fair
that's
deal.
not
That's not a
balanced.
fair deal.
Remy
Yeah,
says,
that's
I
it.
have heard too much of Okwe in the last 1 year.
The last 1
when
year.
when would you see this Okwe now?
We need the camera to go and show
Help
her
us now. Is she single? Okay, so that's Okwe. Okwe is one of our female producers. of the show. And then at Remy is
Sure,
asking
when
to
she come-
see her.
when she come and say
Hopefully,
hello.
very soon we'll show you what Okwe is so that
Follow us on
yeah,
socials.
just follow us
you
on
people
social
cannot take
media.
it.
We'll put a picture.
You
up.
can't take it.
So you see what is. Abenga says, na economy, no make me carry my wife come out. Okay, so that's a valid point. I think a lot of
but that's
times.
the thing.
Yeah.
People always think dating has to.
Be expensive.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. And I always tell people that the best times of my life didn't involve spending a lot of money. Like, think about it. Like, you have friends that you probably not seen in maybe like 3-4 years. When you guys hang out, you're probably drinking.
Yeah.
You're not
Just,
popping
catching
champagne.
up,
Yeah,
just
but
having a good
yeah.
time.
You go home that day, your energy level is like this. The best times in life, it's not always. So money is a tool. The day we understand that money is a tool, but it's not the goal. It makes the process easy. Money makes you can use money to love people.
Yeah.
But money is not love in itself.
Exactly. I
Well
remember
said,
one time what I actually did. I told my wife to just sit back. You're tired, relax. I'm in the kitchen. I'm gonna cook dinner, serve you, and whatever. That's a form of dating.
Romantic
It is,
gang.
yeah, it is. It is.
All right, finally, as Shola says, gang, I beg. I was interested until you said look good. You know how much work it takes to birth a child and how your body changes.
That changes nothing,
Postpartum
though.
depression and all. You should
You don't think father
make
with
sure
depression?
she feels sweet. Let me finish so you can give me the feedback. You should make sure she feels good about herself before she is ready to look good. Please, you people should rest every time. Look good, look good. Do you look good? Are you the man we married to?
Yes, men are
And then they say,
but men are visual animals.
No,
though.
apart from
They
that,
are. They're visual
Olamide,
animals.
there was this
Yeah.
video I saw. It was a string of so many videos, a collage of so many videos, that simply said, and women, please try this if you can. It said, flash your husband. Just flash him. You know what I mean by flashing. Just a quick flash. And see what that does to him. No makeup on, no dressing, whatever. Looking good doesn't mean makeup and dress a certain type of way. It just means present yourself and show yourself. Be vulnerable. Like, so that video, women were just behind the scenes. They'll have an argument with their husband, they just flash him, and his reaction totally changes.
Because that shit doesn't happen all the time.
Exactly. So
Okay.
a man
so
looks
we've
forward
got
to
exactly
these
2
little
minutes to
things.
wrap up the
Let me
show.
say this.
But
A lot can happen in 2
I
minutes.
need to take the quick fire from.
tip.
Sorry, just a tip from Rich Uncle.
I give them the
It's
tip or
the
not.
one on TikTok right now.
TikTok
Rich
people say
Uncle,
no, don't give them the tip.
Please give us the
So
just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just a tip. Please wear protection while you're giving us just a tip.
God. Children cannot watch this show. Never. And my children always want to watch it on YouTube. I'm like, no!
Don't do that.
Don't go there.
No, Daddy was bad.
Don't go there. Don't go there. No, so, but I think the thing for me is, it takes a lot. Marriage takes a lot from both the man and the woman, right? But what you need to remember is, as you're raising these kids, they're growing every day. And if you guys are not careful, you're growing apart. That's husband and wife. You're growing apart. The kids come into the middle. They're not supposed to be in between you guys. The kids come into the middle. They're supposed to be by the side, like this side or this side. But what we all do, we all make that mistake. Everybody I know has made that mistake. I've made that mistake. When the kids come, you make them the center of your life. So there's the husband here, there's the wife here, then there's the kid in the middle. And if you have more than one, the space just gets wider and wider and wider. Time will come, they'll grow up, they'll leave you. You guys will be so far apart. reconnecting will be hard. You can correct it now. There's still time. And I'm also an advocate of having the difficult conversation. Because the truth of the matter is the things that we sweep under the rug in the world still end up coming to destroy us ultimately. Have those difficult conversations. If you feel like, madam, I don't like the way you dress, tell her. If you feel your husband, you can't just come and say, oh, yeah, turn now. Like, have those difficult conversations.
This one will be
No,
just
because-
Hey, the last guy,
The truth
is,
but
So, to put it in a nutshell, have the difficult conversations.
Yeah.
Always have those difficult conversations.
Okay.
You guys will end up better for it.
all right, Rich Uncle, thank you for the post-nut clarity.
in the nutshell.
In a
I don't
nutshell,
know what these
in a
people are talking
nutshell.
about. I have no
And
idea.
I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you, Akinade. Thank you, gang. I think you guys are awesome. It's been
Namaste.
a very amazing edition of the
This
Black
your
Table.
program don't make me go knock my wife just now. Like, what are these people like say,
Remember, you can join us on TikTok. On
This your-
TikTok, Rich Uncle
this
is the
your
one on
program
TikTok
don't
right
make me
now.
go knock.
Yeah. It's a good thing. Rich Uncle, we're saving lives.
really?
We're saving relationships. We're saving marriages. We need to go now. It's been such an amazing edition
I'm
of the
on
Black
TikTok, you
Table.
know, man.
We'll be back same time, same station next week, 11 p.m. You can join us on social media. You can send us your comments. You can share your feedbacks on TikTok. TikTok is really active. And remember, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. Join us next week. Do have a beautiful evening and a wonderful weekend.
TikTok continues.
Yeah.
Go Gunners!